Just use the biggest vat of
Yeah, I did
oil.
see you using that entire thing.
I'm gonna have the fattest sandwich someone's ever made.
Oh, I just mixed this up. We have to do it again.
Running out of time, you're running out of
Oh,
time.
another plate to
Another plate.
display.
Let me set the scene. A world where avocados pose for paparazzi and burgers ask for touch-ups. No, but this is still food and social media coming together for another episode of Served. We've got Grace Fung, Influencer Marketing Lead at Coty Luxury. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, co-founder of the GO agency, Mr. Harry Hugo is here. Talk us through, what are we making today? Harry, go for it.
Well, I'm doing the Asian sandwich, the banh mi. Loads of flavours, chili, sriracha, ginger, garlic. I've got some bean sprouts to chuck in there. There's a lot going, a lot of flavours, and a lot to do in half an hour.
I like it. Grace, talk us through.
Do you like meat or do you want to go actually go healthy?
One of each, one of each.
One of each would be lovely. That would be great.
We're going Vietnamese. It's a summer roll. The taste it will be amazing.
Brilliant.
Great.
But I'm not sure whether I can do the wrap. It depends on what mood I'm in
Okay,
today.
well, let's see.
We've got 30 minutes, guys. It's on the clock. Can't wait to try it. Let's go.
Perfect. Right, Grace. When did it all start with? When did it all start with Coty? How long have you been there?
I've been at Coty for over 14 years.
And how much has it changed?
It's changed so much. So
really?
I started out, obviously, I've been at PR for absolutely donkey years. Background starting out doing music, PR, and then moving to beauty. And obviously got this amazing opportunity to work for Coty. At that point, it was all about celebrity fragrances. So you can see, your J-Lo, SJP, Kate Moss.
The good days.
Yes,
Yeah.
the good days. But I've always worked on the fragrance side, worked on the luxury side. So always kind of like brands like Boss, Calvin Klein, Marc Jacobs.
So now those fragrances have changed, right? It's not just celebrities, and now influencers are the face of fragrances and also beauty brands. Like, when did that change happen?
And that change, I would say gradual, but suddenly just kind of go completely bonkers. I would say around 2016. When Instagram really kicked off and we started to do a lot more influencers, we started to kind of just learn from the job, really.
And
right now, you just learn from the job.
Is
Learn how to
Instagram
cook.
always been the key platform?
Instagram's always been a key platform because for the luxury landscape, this is a space where it's all about curated content. It really fits what luxury brands are about, and you can actually work with a lot of really great content creators via Instagram. Gradually, for the past 2 years, obviously cross-platform, do more TikTok. We even do YouTube as well. Recently, we've done some YouTube shorts.
But so with that change to TikTok, and now, and let's kind of bunch TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts together. That shorter form content, does that suit the content you're creating, or has it been a negative?
I think it's because it depends on what content you're creating. We still have that kind of really beautiful curated content, whether it's a carousel or and more video content is what we want to do.
That is hard.
That should do, I think. Okay. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
You're the first person to ever turn up.
First person to light that hob all day.
So yes, so Instagram, but we do, different types of influencers that we work with. Sometimes we're influencers with longer term partnership, and depends on the moment. We would do more shorts content, TikTok content, whether it's going to be a challenge or a dupe. That's another thing that we do work a lot more, especially on the consumer beauty side as well. I just think it's great now that we have within different platforms. There's so many different ways of getting your content out there.
What are the exciting things in late 22 into 23 that you guys are working on?
Yes, so at Coty Luxury we have all the really beautiful brands like Boss, Marc Jacobs, Calvin Klein. I would say that we do tend to do a lot more long-term partnerships. When we do work with our talent, we want to work with them for at least 6 months to a year. Yeah. So it's really good relationship building, and that they really understand and live and breathe the brand.
Yeah, and I guess that helps with a luxury brand as well, because you want that narrative around it, of course, as well.
Definitely.
The question, I suppose, that's more interesting to me is how you're using influencers on other channels, because that's become a big thing now, and we're talking to more and more clients about that. Like, how are influencers being used across outside of home, TV, and just other? Or are you thinking about that at all?
Well, we do kind of depend on the performance of the content. Then we decide what content we want to boost or amplify on either Instagram or TikTok. Especially TikTok, where we find.
So you're seeing like paid support being a big factor.
Yeah, and also influencer content always perform better than branded content, especially on TikTok.
100%. That's been a big factor for us over the last probably 3-4 years is now getting brands to understand that the influencers can be a production house and a creativity, content creation partner as much as they are a media partner.
Yes. And we have been using influencers, different kind of influencers, especially TikTok, when it comes to TikTok Live, sampling. Now we are looking for people who can actually do what we're doing right now, stand in front of the camera and try to be as authentic as possible, a fan of the brand, to really try and promote a new product or a new opportunity or an event. So this is the kind of talent that it's a separate kettle of fish. You can't
it's not
have the same kind of talent that you want to work with all the time.
Talk to me about live streaming. Is there anything like that you guys as a brand have stepped into or considered, or something that you're planning to do even, or even what are your thoughts on that as well for like a brand such as yourself?
I love live streaming.
Okay.
I personally am addicted to TikTok. I'm the marketeer's best dream. I have purchased a lot of items on TikTok myself.
You're a TikTok shopper.
I am a TikTok shopper. Anything that's trending right now, I probably have considered buying or bought it.
Do you see a lot of sell-through on your products on those channels, or is it very much a awareness marketing part of your funnel, or are you driving all the way down to sale?
So I think it's a good question. It's obviously in terms of the luxe environment, it's still a process where we're not doing as much selling or the live stream.
Aspirational.
We recently just did a amazing reveal of a new product from Marc Jacobs Daisy called Daisy Drops. So it's a new way of using fragrance. And it's not every day that you can actually showcase that. So that calls for a live reveal. Yeah. And then we had a lovely talent called Hannah Martin, who did the unveiling for us, but also a live stream. And she talked about how to use the fragrance, but
live
also
stream on TikTok?
On TikTok, yes.
Okay. Great.
And it was like a half an hour live, and just to show people what you can do with the fragrance.
Right.
I think selling, it's not really selling, it's more like a live stream in conversation, talking about like the possibilities when you can use this fragrance. I think when it comes to like TikTok live selling or streaming, is you want the person to really put themselves in that situation that you have to buy that product. And in the end, they claimed all 5,000 samples. So within, in a matter of 50 minutes, half an hour.
Oh, super.
So it shows that it does work with the right reason. Obviously you can't always do live for every purpose, but for that reason, it really worked.
How are you feeling about your dish so far?
I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Oh no.
I was going to say, you're one of the calmest people, I think.
No, I know what I'm doing.
Seeing you put it together.
I'm just chopping, and it's much more difficult when you are talking.
Oh, yes.
Much harder.
Much
harder.
I now understand what happens in MasterChef. Why do people
forget
crumble?
Things? Yeah.
How easy is it to cook a scrambled eggs, but it's not when you're cooking?
You've been in the game a long time. How much have you felt it's professionalised? Because since we started the business 8.5 years ago, and influencers were sending me IOUs on piece of paper and taking a photo of it, and that was like their version of an invoice. That's how far I feel like it's come.
Yeah.
Have you got any stories or anything where you remember you're like, oh wow, we've come a long way as a channel, as a form of marketing?
I think the biggest thing is a lot more representation out there. Definitely people are becoming more professional. They always want to ask for the contract first before doing any work. And it's great because then you'll have all your deliverables set out, and there are no misunderstandings. You always know what you're doing.
Over time, we've slowly seen the value of influencers and them understand their value as well. And I think that actually social platforms have given them more value as well because of the opportunity they've got to be an asset to the brand itself and sell as well. So I guess that's something that's completely changed as well from your standpoint as well, is you've worked with these people obviously directly in-house, and how that might have changed from years to come of, 1 year ago it might have been this, another year, there's a brand new app, there's something else, there's a new way to do this. How is an influencer going to price themselves? I guess that's
I think for the past couple of years, there are loads of platforms out there for you to actually measure the effectiveness of influencer marketing campaigns. We've used platforms like Verisma. Now we're using Tracker. It's great when you know that there is, ultimately you want to put a number next to it.
Of course you do.
But it depends on how you want to measure it. Is it EMV? Is EMV still a valid thing to use to measure effectiveness? Is it engagement rate? What about conversion? And I think it really depends on what you're trying to do.
Well, as that measurement has changed, especially as you're not looking at end sale, like what are you looking at when you're judging influencers to work with them? Is it the sort of community they've grown and and their tone of voice? Obviously, part of it is down to reach and things like that. But like, what are your identification criteria to work with certain people?
It's different every time. I always say think with an end in mind. What do you want to achieve? Always have that classic pyramid. You have your macro that basically do a big announcement. They have that gravitas to actually get people's attention. There's a new product launching, but then you have your mid-tier who can actually bring to life alternative storytelling of what the brand is about. You don't want to, for example, if it's a Boss fragrance and it's about being your own boss. It's great that we have that branded content, but if we can identify and cast these talent that can tell their own story, it's so much more effective, and we find the engagement so much higher.
Is there anything else I can get for you, Reddy? I know there was hot water. Boiling hot, yeah?
Yes.
I'm going to have the fattest sandwich someone's ever made. What is your favourite campaign you've worked on at Coty? That 14 years, what's the one that you remember and you're like, that's the one I've talked to everyone about?
So many. Last year we did Marc Jacobs Perfect, and obviously Perfect is all about the community. And this is the first time we did something with Pride, and we did this amazing scented rainbow tunnel.
Oh wow!
So, but that also to coincide with a TikTok challenge, which is when you sashay down a walkway.
Right.
So it's an experiential where you can really take the physical and the digital together.
How do you get something like that, which is so experiential, across on social? That is tough, right? Because it's so in the moment. Or is it about getting people down to that event?
I think you have to have a very clear idea and strategy, and not just to do an experiential for the sake of doing an experiential. What is the main messaging, and how do you bring that to life through a physical event?
1 minute. 1 minute from the plate.
Oh, I'm feeling good about this. But this plate is...
Wow.
My word.
When did you start on social? Were you a user on... We had a conversation earlier around Bebo. We had a conversation earlier around Pixo. And when did you start? When did you get into it?
When do I get into...
Social.
Like professionally or...
No, like personally. When was the first...
Personally?
When was your first
I still have
platform?
my first ever Instagram post. I never deleted it.
Okay, but you deleted other things in the middle?
I've deleted other things. I kept my first post.
Well, I won't count you down because you'd be at 0 right now while I was getting the 10-finger, countdown in front of me.
I'll tell you what.
I'm excited about this one because I don't think we've had 2 dishes that have been more different. Let's clean down everything and let's taste this and see what we've got in terms of rating and get some scores on the doors. We're here to try these fantastic looking plates of food. Harry, talk me through what we've got, and we'll go with you first.
This is full. It's probably got a bit too much in it. It's a chicken banh mi.
I like the fact you're helping me on this one. You normally just let me struggle.
It's got every Asian taste you can possibly imagine. Coriander, chilies, sriracha, and it's all just in a lovely baguette.
There's a lot of flavours. It's got a good level of spice to it. Presentation, superb, even though you can't close it.
Sort of an open casket Bambi.
Yeah, exactly. For a presentation, out of 10, I'm giving you 8 there, solid 8. That was a great presentation. For technique, you made it look very easy. I'll give you a 7 for that as well. Taste, I'm also going to give you a 7. And the only thing, in my opinion, it might mark you down.
Harsh.
Yeah, no, the only thing I'm marking you down on is I just think that loaf could be softer.
I didn't make the loaf.
Perfect. Talk me through.
I made you
You made me.
a summer roll.
What's in it? I'm intrigued. What have we got?
What haven't we got in? I managed to put lettuce, coriander,
Great.
mint, basil,
Be aggressive.
pork, carrots.
Nice.
So
Go
you've
on.
got a lot of stuff going on in there. I'm really excited about this.
You have to eat this quite quickly because the skin will go.
It's going to fall apart in my hand?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm realising that one.
Dip that in.
Right,
and
so
just-
a little bit of dip of that.
Yes.
And then,
hope for the best.
right, okay, I'm going for it.
Nothing screams luxury like you eating a summer roll.
Yeah, exactly. It is absolutely wonderful. I mean, appearance, it's a 9.5, 10. I think it looks really
look
elegant, nice on the plate. Technique, I was a little bit worried on how you made it look so easy. Like literally, you were breezing through, and I'm like, there should be something else happening here. Like surely to put this together, but a solid 9 again. Really, really great technique on that. And the flavour and the taste as well. Again, everything's in there. A good variety of different things going on there. Again, I think I'm giving it another 9. Really, really great score. And
Thank you
you've
very
got the
much
day,
for
you've won the episode. So congratulations, Grace.
Well, look, thank you very much for coming on. Really great chat. Amazing food. And I'll leave it to you to wrap it up.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Served. Join us again on the Go Agency YouTube for more episodes coming soon. See you then.